Students, this is the fifth video on allied angles. In this video we shall see if the angle is lying in the third quadrant, then how do you write the trigonometric ratios for this. Okay, first I will consider angle 210 degrees. Okay, sine of 210 degree. You know how we express 210 as the multiple of 90 degree, n pi by 2 plus or minus theta. Okay, here also there are two ways. Either you can write it as 180 plus 30 or 270 minus 60. Here, whichever is easy, that you can consider. Sine operating on 210 means you can write it as 180 degree plus the remaining angle 30. 180 plus 30, it is 210. Okay, 180 plus 30 means it lies in the third quadrant. In the third quadrant, you know, according to ASTC rule, tan and cot are positive, but there is sign means I will put negative sign. Then minus sine of 180 degree means what? It is a even multiple of 90 degree. Minus sine, even multiple of 90 degree means sine remains the same as it is only, no change. It will not change to its co-ratio. Sine on the operating on the remaining acute angle 30 degree. Minus, what is sine 30? You know the sine 30 ratio is 1 by 2. Thus, sine of 210 is minus 1 by 2. Okay. Similarly, cos of 210 degree. You will write cos operating on 180 plus 30 degree. 180 is a even multiple, so cos 30 degrees. And you know cos is also negative in the third quadrant. So, I will put minus sign. Minus, what is cos 30 degree? You know the ratio of this is root 3 by 2. Similarly, tan 210 degrees. Tan operating on, how do you write 210? 180 degree plus 30 degree. 180 means is the even multiple of 90. So, tan will not change to cot. It is remained as tan only, tan 30 degree. And in the third quadrant, tan and cot are positive means this is positive. Tan 30 degree, ratio for tan 30 is 1 by root 3. Similarly, I want cosec 210 degree. I write cosecant operating on 180 degree plus 30 degree. 180 plus 30, cosec of 180 plus 30 means cosec 30 degree, and cosec is negative in the third quadrant. Minus cosec 30, it is 2, or in other words you can say the reciprocal of sine 210, it is cosec 210. Then sec 210 degrees. Sec operating on 180 degree plus 30 degrees. It is sec 30 degrees with negative sign. It is minus sec 30, reciprocal of cos 30. It is 2 by root 3. Similarly, I can write cot operating on 210 degrees. Cot operating on 180 degree plus 30 degree. Cot 30 degree. And you know tan and cot are positive in the third quadrant. 210 degree lies in third quadrant, so we have cot 30. You know tan 30 is 1 by root 3 means reciprocal of that tan 30 degree is cot 30 degree, so it is root 3. I hope you have understood. Now I consider one more angle 225 degree and try to find out all the trigonometric ratios for this. First one, 225 degree can be written as 180 degree plus 45 degree, or you can also write it as 3 times of 90 degree minus 45 degree. 270 minus 45, in both ways you can find out. First, sine 225 degree. Sine 225 can be written as 180 degree plus 45 degree. Sine 180 plus 45, sine remains as sine only, operating on the acute angle 45 degree, and sine is 225 is lying in the third quadrant. In the third quadrant, our sine is negative, only tan is positive. So, minus. What is sine 45 degree? 1 by root 2. So, sine of 225 is minus 1 by root 2. ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವೇ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಬಹುದಾಗಿತ್ತು? ಸೈನ್ ಆಫ್ 180 ಅನ್ನೋ ಬದಲು ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾಗ 270 ಅಥವಾ 3 into 90 minus 45 degree. ಹೀಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು? ಸೈನ್ ಆಫ್ 3 means odd multiple. Odd multiple of 90 degree means sine changes to cos. cos 45 degree, and sine is also negative in the third quadrant, so minus sign. Minus cos 45 degree is 1 by root 2. So for both we got the same result. Similarly, I will find tan 225 degrees. Tan operating on 180 degree plus 45 degree. You know 180 is a even multiple of 90 degree. So tan 45 degree, and tan is positive in the third quadrant. Tan 45 degree is 1. Similarly, if you want cosec 225 degree, you can write cosec operating on 180 degree plus 45 degree. 180 plus cosec is negative in the third quadrant, minus 180 plus means cosec remains as cosec only 45 degrees, minus sin 45 degree is 1 by root 2. Its reciprocal cosec 45 degree will be root 2. Similarly, I can find out the trigonometric ratio sec operating on 225 degree. Sec 180 degree plus 45 degree. Sec 180 plus 45. 180 is a even multiple of 90. You know 180 can be 2 into 90. So I write sec 45 degree. Cos 45 degree is 1 by root 2, means sec 45 is root 2. As per the sign convention is concerned, we have sec here. Sec and angle is 225. 225 lies in third quadrant. In the third quadrant only tan and cot are positive. So I should retain the minus sign. Similarly, one more ratio is last ratio, cot 225 degree. Cot operating on 180 degree plus 45 degree. Cot remains as cot only, cot 45 degree. Cot and tan are positive in the third quadrant, so cot 225 becomes positive 1. Okay. One more standard angle in the third quadrant. I am going to consider it as 240 degrees. 240 degrees can be written as 180 degree plus 60 degree. 180 degree plus 60 degree. First, I consider sine operating on 240 degrees. 240 can be written as 180 degree plus 60 degree. Okay, 240 is also lying in the third quadrant. Only tan and its reciprocal cot are positive. Okay. As per the sign convention, it is negative. Sine is negative in the third quadrant. Then sine of 180 is even multiple of 90. So sine remains sine only. Sine 60 degree minus, what is sine 60 degree? Root 3 by 2. Similarly, I find cos operating on 240 degree. Cos operating on 180 degree plus 60 degree. Cos is also negative in the third quadrant, minus cos 180 is a even multiple of 90 degree, so minus cos 60, minus cos 60 is the ratio 1 by 2. Third, tan 240 degrees. Tan 180 degree plus 60 degree. Tan operating on 60 degree. And you know tan is positive in the third quadrant, so it is plus tan 60. You know the ratio for tan 60 degrees? Root 3. Fourth one, I take cosec 240 degrees. Cosec operating on 180 degree plus 60 degree. Or you can just take the reciprocal of sine 240. Cosec 60 degree with negative sign, minus sine 60 is root 3 by 2, means its reciprocal cosec 60 will be reciprocal of that, it is 2 by root 3. Fifth one, sec 240 degrees. Sec operating on 180 degree plus 60 degree. Sec 60 with negative sign, minus as it is, sec 60 it is 2. Sixth one, cot 240 degrees. Cot operating on 180 degree plus 60 degree. Cot is positive in the third quadrant, so plus sign. Cot 60. Cot 60 is 1 by root 3. So this is how we find the trigonometric ratios for some standard angles in the third quadrant. In the next video, we shall see some more examples which are in the periodic form as well as in the fourth quadrant.